Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to RCE Gaming. I know there's not been a gaming video in a while, but that'll be next week. But I heard about this, and I knew I just had to check it out. So, this is an analog horror series entitled GREYLOCK. Everything I've heard about it is that this is the scariest, or at least one of the scariest indie horror, or analog horror series in the world. And so I get scared easily most of the time. So let's just get into this. I'm gonna watch a couple of these, maybe like 3-4 entries, and then see how I feel. But yeah, this is tape 001 back online GREYLOCK. So I mean, let's just do this. Okay.
Primary systems online. Meeting sequence complete. Emergency shutdown protocols disengaged. System is offline for time code 0106. Contact technician for assistance. Welcome to Single Dining SA Enhanced Access Operations. Please enter your clearance credentials. Error. These credentials are not recognized.
Okay.
Clearance credential requirement overridden. Administrator privileges granted. Welcome back. Unknown user ID. What would you like to do? Accessing archival storage form. GBA.
What? Fatal error. Interior camera location morgue. That's not nice.
Data extraction initiated. Data extraction 10% complete.
I'm getting a call. Alright, this minute 30-second video is taking forever to get through. But let's get back into it.
Data extraction 4 complete. Data extraction 80% complete.
Okay, so we're extracting some.
Data extraction complete. All data extracted to error no.
Okay. Interesting. So that was episode 1. So, yeah, good introduction. Nothing really too crazy. But, now we're on to tape 002 To the Mountain GREYLOCK. Or, you know it's GREYLOCK. Okay, this one's quite a bit longer at 4 minutes 40 seconds. So let's do this.
Believers, when men pursue evil, it is evil that they will find. Mark my words, there is no good that can come from the pursuit of darkness.
Okay, so we're listening to some pastor or something.
The late brilliant Charles Spurgeon, who discussed this at length in a sermon all the way back in 1864. He said, quote, "Our adversary, the devil, goes about like a roaring
Okay, yeah, it's a sermon of some sort.
whom he may devour. We are taught by our Lord Jesus to pray, do not lead us into temptation, but deliver us from the evil one. What we are taught to seek or shun in prayer, we should equally pursue or avoid in action. Very warily, therefore, should we endeavor to avoid temptation, seeking to walk in the path of obedience, so that we may never be guilty of tempting the devil to tempt us. We are
Okay.
not to enter the thicket in search of the lion. We may pay dear.
Okay, so we're coming to a stop in front of a gate or something. Blood. Okay. We're going on a hike or something? Oh. More blood. That tree is covered in blood. Okay, that's unfortunate. Like a tape?
When we will come face to face with the devil himself, whether we intended to or not, dear believer. We are drawn to him by our own hearts. In Matthew chapter 15, verse 19, it says, "For out of the heart come evil thoughts, murder, adultery, sexual immorality, theft, false witness, slander." There is a shadow nested deep, deep within our hearts, within our minds, in a place most people don't even know exists within themselves.
Back in the car.
The devil is gonna call to those depths, dear believer. And though you may tremble before the beast, you should make it easier on yourself and accept what it is that he bestows upon you.
Something about the devil. Ooh. That was a good one. That was a really good one. Ooh. That knock was so good. Okay. Let's go on to tape 003, orientation protocols. This is the longest one so far. It's 7 minutes. I'm excited. I'm excited for this. This is the last one of the tapes that I've heard about.
Greetings, and welcome to the preconditional protocols and orientation.
Oh, I hate that voice.
Provided by Unit 13 as part of the United States Army and Project Stargate, created in partnership with Symbiodyne USA. On behalf of all of us here at Unit 13, congratulations on your selection as one of our testing candidates. You likely have a lot of questions, and this video is designed to answer them all. First, let's go over some background information to provide you with the crucial context you'll need for a full understanding of what it is we're doing at Unit 13. We are sure you've heard plenty of rumors surrounding what it is that we do, but we are willing to bet that most everything you've heard is wrong. Being a highly confidential part of Project Stargate, which you've already been briefed on, Unit 13 studies a revolutionary and promising area of parapsychology, thought forms. If you're unfamiliar with what thought forms are, that's okay. You're in the majority. So, what are thought forms? Through the ages, occultists and spiritualists, Tibetan monks to theosophists, have exercised the creation of what is sometimes referred to as a tulpa, otherwise known as a thought form. A thought form is the manifestation of a person's will, emotion, or other deeply psychologically energized state into a semi-physical form, existing as not only an extension of the person, but as its own independent and sentient entity. Thought forms are also able to be witnessed and experienced by third parties, and are not limited solely to the person who developed them. Thought forms have been formed to serve as familiars, companions, or even friends to those who conjure them. According to key literature, thought forms can be intentionally formed by a single person or multiple people, though they can be unintentionally formed as well. But they are always manifested through the deep will and focus of a person in a considerably heightened state of connectivity with their own consciousness. Traditional thought forms can vary widely in their level of influence in the real world. While they usually take physical formations eventually, their earliest stages are more apparitional in nature, with brief manifestations, though most often remaining as an unseen essence, much like a phantom or a ghost. At this phase, thought forms and ghosts are very similar in a number of ways. Individuals can make contact with them through communication devices, such as a Ouija board or through EVP sessions, while the thought form may respond through moving objects, manipulating electronics, or even speaking words and short phrases. Due to their striking similarities, a current theory established by Unit suggests that what we know as ghosts may not be as common as we once believed. Rather than a deceased person's energy being left behind after death, it's possible, and indeed likely, that these paranormal entities are actually thought forms that are unintentionally created by those individuals that the deceased has left behind, who spend inordinate amounts of time in deeply emotional states, where their mental capacity is largely occupied by a powerful focus on the departed individual. In other words, as these are the ideal conditions from which thought forms are born, people may very well create their own ghosts and hauntings. However, as more time and energy is invested into the development of the thought form, they begin to harness more influence on their environment, until eventually exhibiting a semi-permanent physical appearance, and, in due course, becoming as tangible as a living creature. This is where Unit
That's creepy. That's really creepy.
We've sought to answer a very important question. Can thought forms be created in a manner that would benefit American society and help keep American citizens safe? Unfortunately, the practice of intentionally creating a thought form by traditional methods would undoubtedly take years and years of developmental training. So, Project Stargate has enlisted a world-renowned authority in thought forms, a man named Dr. Bernard Hayes, to oversee a number of the operations related to Unit 13's work. His participation has been invaluable and has brought fruitful results to the project. Due to Unit 13 and Semiodyne USA's combined efforts, bringing together some of the most prestigious minds in the world, specializing in the sciences of the human consciousness, with cutting-edge technology and engineering methods, we've created a groundbreaking, proprietary invention. Introducing the Thought Form Manifester.
That is horrific.
The Manifester is able to create truly independent and self-sustaining thought form entities from the minds of select, willing participants. Being that they come from the deepest recesses of the human mind, thought forms can appear in virtually any configuration. They could look like a person, an object, an animal, or even something as abstract as the physical representation of an emotion. That being said, it's recommended to brace yourself before touring the thought form chambers.
So, yeah, that's interesting. That's a really interesting concept. So basically, if you can't really understand what he's saying, it's a very difficult tone to hear. A thought form is what, like, the deepest recesses of the mind creates and becomes a physical entity. Or, like, a ghost at some point. That's super interesting. And it can come in multiple different forms, or really any form. That's so cool. Oh, that's actually a super cool concept. I really like that. Okay, let's finish this tape, and I'll probably do one more after this.
As thought forms can also take on appearances that could be considered disturbing, like a creature one might see in a childhood nightmare. There's no reason to be afraid, however. All thought forms are docile by nature, and while they may look or behave in a frightening manner, and though they are capable of making physical contact, they pose no threat to humans. Once your session in the Thought Form Manifester is completed, your thought form will be securely transported directly into a containment chamber. Thought forms are unable to pass through the barrier of and will not be capable of causing you any issues. There are some very rare potential side effects that may result from your session. These side effects include increased tiredness, loss of balance, dizziness, insomnia, vomiting, episodes of temporary amnesia, and mild hallucinations. These side effects, if present, will clear up within 72 hours of your session, and are simply signs of your brain recalibrating to the real world. It is recommended you refrain from driving or operating heavy machinery for 72 hours after your session, even if you experience no side effects. None of these side effects should cause you any harm or overt stress, and former testing candidates who have experienced these side effects reported that they were very mild and merely a transient inconvenience. With all of that out of the way, we are looking forward to your participation with Unit 13, and your time in the Thought Forum Manifester has been scheduled. However, there are several required mind exercises as a part of this video system that must be completed prior to your scheduled date in order to prime your consciousness and ensure the highest quality results. Please enter the video cassette labeled TF2, waking your subconscious. Now, TF2! This tape.
So, okay, what is happening is the government is using these thought forums to create, or using this thought form manifester to create thought forums, which I only can assume would be used as like some sort of slave labor or defense force or something. Oh, God, that's interesting. So they're bringing people in to extract the thought forms from their mind. And then from there, it's basically like, they're basically enslaving these things. That's interesting. Okay, last video of the day, tape 004, unexpected visitors. This is the longest one so far at 8 minutes. I already don't like this. 1 second in and I am already wildly uncomfortable. I already don't like this. Okay. So, the last tape was very informational. I feel like we're getting back into the scares. Oh, God. Oh. That droning ambience is so uncomfortable. The heck is happening? Peering into a house or something? Okay, we're at another window. Are we looking for something? Sitting on a deck. Oh, it took off the window. So are we going in the house now? What is... Okay, we have access to the house now. Why? Why are we doing this though? Oh! What the frick, dude?
I'd like to thank my producer,
Eminem!
my writers, my director, my friends, and you, the ordinary people who made me what I am today.
Max Headroom premieres after moonlighting tomorrow.
They did love me.
We interrupt our current program at the request of the Massachusetts State Police. This is the emergency broadcast system.
Oh,
this
God.
is not a test. All normal broadcasting has been discontinued during the emergency. This station will broadcast official information, news, and instruction for northern Berkshire County, Massachusetts, after the following tone.
At 3:34 a.m., Massachusetts State Police confirmed the presence of a potential group of active and unidentified home invaders who have targeted 49 residences since approximately 11:15 p.m. last night. The attacks appear to be random, spanning across the towns of North Adams, Cheshire, Savoy, and Windsor. Residents are urged to take the following actions immediately. Wake all occupants of your home. Lock all doors and windows. Close all curtains and blinds. Gather in a secure area of your home where multiple exits are available to prevent yourself from being cornered. Additionally, residents are urged to arm themselves with a blunt object or firearm if available and licensed.
So that's what we just watched.
Self-protection if a suspect has entered your home, poses an active threat to you or your family, and you are unable to escape safely. If you are currently away from home, we are urging you not to return home at this time. Shelter in place where you are. If you are currently not in a secure area or in a vehicle, immediately head to your closest 7-Mart. Each 7-Mart location is currently being used as a safe area and has police stationed for your protection. Remain in your secure area until the threat has been resolved. Police are currently unable to determine a physical description of any of the assailants involved in these attacks. It is strongly advised you do not open your home to anyone you do not intimately
So that's what we just watched, yeah.
to search for or engage with any suspects. The suspects are considered armed and extremely dangerous. Do not leave your secure area unless necessary. This is for your safety. Law enforcement will be armed and patrolling your area. Interfering with this investigation could result in lethal force being inadvertently.
Okay, so we're back. That's getting closer. Frick. Hold on, I want to go back. Let's see here. What do we have? Some sort of face in there right now. Oh. Oh. Gross. Gross. Alright, yeah. So, I'm gonna end this one here. It's been about 30 minutes. I'm invested. I'm definitely coming back to this. I know I said that about Hell of a Boss, and then I kind of just forgot. I'll get back to that eventually, you know. You know how it be sometimes. I can't handle too much Vivzy Pop at once. But this is something I'm definitely going to watch more of. If you have any more analog horror suggestions, please be sure to leave them in the comments. I want to get it more into analog horror. Part of me really wants to continue watching, but I'm going to leave this one here. If I don't, actually, how many episodes are there? 12. Yeah, so I mean, I can do 3 episodes of 4. Yeah, that works. That works for me. Okay, so I will thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!